What's up guys, it's Pam. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be taking some poems, putting them into Google Translate, translating them into a bunch of different languages, and then back into English, and seeing what we come up with. So let's get started. So I actually filmed this video last Wednesday, and then when I went to edit it the night that I was going to upload it, I found out I had a big grease stain on my shirt and it looked like crap. And I was like, I'm not putting myself up there with a big grease stain on my shirt. So here we are filming this again, and that's why the video is late this week, because I was baking cookies at the same time that I was making the video, and I had a big grease stain on my shirt from the butter. So now that we have no grease stains, clean shirt, hopefully there's nothing on my face or in my teeth, and onward we go. Back in the day, I was a microbiology major, and one of the things that you have to do as a science major is read a lot of scientific papers. These are incredibly boring and dry. So one of the things that my friends and I used to do to make these just a little bit more interesting is, in our copious amounts of free time, we would take snippets of these papers, put them into Google Translate, translate them into a bunch of different languages, and then back into English, and they would be incredibly hilarious, especially because science jargon is so weird that you would get all kinds of weird stuff coming back. I decided that it would be kind of fun to take some public domain poems from, that we've all had to read back in school, and put them into Google Translate, translate them into a bunch of different languages, and then back into English, and see how they turn out. So basically what I'm going to do is read the poem and then tell you which languages I translated it into, and then I'm going to read you the results. The first poem is one that we've all had to read in high school, I'm guessing. It's by Emily Dickinson, very famous American poet. And the first line of the poem, if you don't know, Emily Dickinson's poems didn't have titles. So the first line of the poem is, I'm nobody, who are you? I'm nobody, who are you? Are you nobody too? Then there's a pair of us. Don't tell, they'll banish us, you know. How dreary to be somebody, how public like a frog, to tell one's name the livelong June to an admiring bog. So I took this and translated it from English to Spanish to Western Frisian to Korean to Russian, and then back into English. Here's what it sounds like now. I'm not someone. Who are you? Who are you? Then some of us. Do not tell them. They will suffer us, you know. How sad one thing. How publicly like a frog. One name is June. I will admire the oil sump. This next poem is by Robert Frost, and it's called Fire and Ice. This is another really, really famous poem. You probably had to read it in school, and Google tells me it's one of the most anthologized poems of all times, if not the most. So let's have a go. Some say the world will end in fire, some say in ice. From what I've tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. But if it had to perish twice, I think I know enough of hate to say that for destruction, ice is also great and would suffice. So I translated this from English to French to Irish to traditional Chinese, then into Armenian, Dutch, Yiddish, Greek, Czech, and then back to English. Here's what it sounds like now. Some say the end of the world adds fuel to the fire. Someone said he was on ice. Icy desire. Keep me from the fire. But if it becomes more difficult twice, I think I know a lot about hate. I talked about destroying ice. It is too big and it will be a lot. And last but not least, we have our most famous bard of all time, Shakespeare. This is one of his most famous sonnets. It's sonnet number 18. You'll know it as soon as you hear the first line. And you probably studied this one in school as well, if not heard it in movies, love stories, whatever. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely and more temperate. Rough winds do shake the darling buds of May, and summer's leaf hath all too short a date. Sometime too hot the eye of heaven shines, and often is his gold complexion dimmed. And every fair from fair sometime declines, by chance or nature's changing course untrimmed. But thy eternal summer shall not fade, nor lose possession of that fair thou own'st, nor shall death brag thou wanderest in his shade, when in eternal lines to time thou growst. So long as men hath breath and eyes can see, so long lives this, and this gives life to thee. So I took this beautiful poem and I translated it from English to Swedish to Esperanto, Zulu, Albanian, German, Lithuanian, Danish, Bosnian, and then back into English. So let's see how it goes. Would I compare you in the summer? You are great and very good. The winds of the river are remembered in May. Summer planning has a very short day. When the eyes are shaking, usually his golden color is heavy. And all the lawsuits sometimes sit together. Otherwise, the natural phenomenon does not fall, but your eternity will never end. You can lose the real assets that you need, and death does not guarantee that you want to go to the shadows if you ever develop eternity. Although people can breathe or look, during this life, it gives you life. Thanks so much for watching my video. I really hope you enjoyed it. And if you think you might want to do this and translate something, whether it be scientific papers or poetry, your own work, I think that'd be really cool, and I'd like to see your results. So make a video and, put it in the comments and let me know that you did it. If you liked what you saw, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and come back again next week because I make new videos every Thursday, except on weeks when I have a big grease stain on my shirt and don't want to upload that video. So, toodles.